Alright, what's up guys? We are back with another climbing video. Today we're on our main account, and currently it's in Plat 2, and the MMR is currently hovering around high Plat, low diamond. Currently we're up against the Fizz, and we have electrocute bone plating just for this reason. This defensive rune is going to help me stay alive in the laning phase, the Doran shield is going to help me sustain, and bone plating is going to be able to help me control the wave as well. So we go into the laning phase here, and we're looking to hit level 2 first. So I'm going to be working on the wave a lot, and I'm also going to be poking him whenever I can. So the goal is to hit minions, and so once we hit level 2, we're able to get an electrocute proc off. So as you can see, I'm still trying to pressure him on the CS, but I'm also trying to focus on the wave at the same time. Right now he doesn't have E, and so when I hit level 2 here, even though he hits level 2, I'm able to get a QE auto off with electrocute. He tries to jump in on me with E to try to trade back, and I'm like, okay, I'm down to fight in the wave. But I actually really underestimated Fizz's W damage, and so we actually came out even in the trade. Pro tip, if you're versing against Fizz and he tries to use Q on you, you can E away at the perfect time and you take no damage. Here I walk up for the CS with W, shave him, and I immediately jump out, try to space myself so that he can't trade back with me. Free poke and CS at the same time. Here, Fizz gets aggressive on me here and actually misplays hard by tanking a tower shot. I'm able to ignite, proc my electrocute, and just kill him flat out. So then, the wave is pushing into me. I throw the Q. Now at this point, I was down to get an E auto off just to proc electrocute, but Fizz actually ends up queuing into me. So we missed electrocute and I used the EW, and Fizz actually tanks a tower shot. At this point, if Fizz tanks a tower shot, he has to E. But if he uses E, he's pretty much dead. Because I have Flash Ignite, I should be able to chase him down and just kill him at this point. Go for the auto, go for the Ignite, E, and he dies. Now with the wave pushing into me, I'm just going to look to back here, because the wave is in a great spot. So here on the first back, I go for the Dark Seal, I go for the boots, and I go for the refill. Now we come back into the lane, and the lane is looking great. Fizz loses this big wave here, and I'm able to come back to a really big one. So here I see Fizz roaming bottom, and I'm looking to follow this as well, just because I know I can put the wave in a good spot and go for this roam. And so I'm watching intently bottom to see if I can potentially get something here. But with Scuttle here, I was like a little bit hesitant. So looking here, pretty good amount of items. The only person I can really get is Jarvan here, so I just pick him up and back off. Overall, a good roam, because if you look at my lane right now and watch the wave, I'm not going to lose any minions, and I denied Fizz another wave. And if you see, the minions don't tank the tower, and so we're going to come back to another big wave. This will slowly make Fizz lose the XP while I gain more. Now here, due to the wave management, I'm able to hit level 6 first, and I'm going to try to bait him in to level 6. So here, I have one more minion before level 6. I walk up close to Fizz, he jumps in on me, hit the minion, and I ult. This way, he can't win a fight. Tries to Q away, but I finish him off. So here, we can watch this again. And so, in 2 minions, I'm going to hit level 6. And so I'm working on one minion, and I'm working on the other one, but notice how I'm positioning towards the Fizz. And so when Fizz walks up into me, he thinks that he can go for a trade, but what I can do is I can go for a really big all-in with level 6. So I'm going to try to work on this minion right here, and once I kill that minion, I'm able to hit level 6 and ulti into his face. And then I Q, I E, hit the minion, and I get ult. Follow up with EW, my Q is coming up, E, Q, pick up dagger for the kill. After killing Fizz, I notice Jarvan's really low at top lane, and so I'm going to go look for him. And so here I spot Jarvan, go in, get the quick kill, and jump out. So if you see here, I W to get into range of Jarvan, and then I go for the EQ. That way, even though there's nothing else to jump to, I set up a W that I can jump back to so I can be safe. Now on this next back, I go into Blasting Wand and I go into the Fiendish Codex. With this much AP, I'm able to just set up 2 daggers and be able to one-shot the wave so that I can use this time to roam and pressure the map. So I pushed and I hover around bottom here, and it looks like we can start a fight here with the Nautilus. Hecarim's here as well. So I go in, and we're actually able to pick up all 3 of them here, which is really good for us. We were able to find a roam with Fizz under tower, and so Fizz couldn't join the fight. So here it looks like there might be a potential fight bottom, and so I'm looking bottom and just hovering around to see if I can do anything. Right now it looks like we're outnumbered. Zeri and Hecarim both have their mana really low, and so I felt like I couldn't really do much there against 4 people, especially if they have a Braum. So what I do is I just go back into the mid lane and I just farm the guaranteed EXP. Here we push in the wave, and we're also able to get 2 platings here, so that's really good for us. We actually get a lot of gold here. After getting the 2 platings, I notice my Hecarim is topside, and so I'm thinking, if Hecarim wants to go gank the Ornn, I'm gonna go back him up. So I get a ward here, just because I have the time to do so. Warding camps are really good, just to see where the jungler is. And also, Hecarim is pathing topside, and so I'm gonna go help him out here, and make sure that we get the kill on Ornn. I come back mid to catch the wave, and I notice Hecarim's doing Rift, so I gotta make sure that I clear this wave, and I help him out and try to hover around to make sure that he doesn't get jumped on. So we see Fizz and Jarvan here, so I immediately go to try to pressure. Fiora is also collapsing as well, and we just get him off. Here we come back into lane, and I set up a Q on Fizz. Go in, Fizz immediately E's. I look for the all-in with the ulti. So here, there's 2 things. So here, if I want to set up the Q on him, I want to make sure that I position myself in front of him so that I'm able to get the Q to land right on top. Second, we know where Fizz is going to be because he's trying to get this 1 minion right here. And so I stand in front of him and make sure there is 1 minion in between us for me to set up the Q. Now if you notice here, Fizz immediately uses his E, and it's because we are strong enough to do it. Fizz E is the one thing that we have to be careful of, but because we're a lot stronger than him, he doesn't want to take that damage. He could use E to just disengage here, but he uses it to jump on me, and so we're going to take advantage of that, and we're just going to ulti on top of him once it's gone. So we found a time to push in the wave, and we're going to start working at the tower. With Nashor's Tooth and all the AP that we have, we should be able to take it pretty fast. Now here, there's just a little tip. You see all my minions dying on the left, and so, in order for me to burst down this tower, I could use my auto reset for me to be able to get it. And so, I use my W for me to have something to jump on, and get the Shunpo reset at the same time. So I use W, auto, E, auto. Q away to a minion so that I can distance myself from the Fizz. Now I decided to go top here to take the wave and split push a little bit just so we can push back the minion wave. And I see a fight happening mid, so I decided to hover to see if I can find a potential opportunity here to maybe save my team or even clean up. But I realized they were disengaging, and so I go back and I go grab the wave. So after grabbing this wave, I'm gonna push in 1 more. And I'm gonna commit myself to this push. And I'm gonna hope that my team is okay in the mid lane. This way, I'm guaranteed EXP, and I make sure that I'm able to push in this wave and get priority up in the top lane. I look here, my team actually ends up dying, and they're actually gonna take the tower as well. But it was a trade-off. I got a lot of EXP, and I'm almost 13, and I also got about 500 gold. After the enemy team fought us mid lane, we can assume that they're backing and coming back into the map. With Hecarim and Zeri fresh on the map here, we can use this time to just get the Rift Herald before they come on the map. After Rift, I go back top lane to secure another wave, and we're actually able to pick up a lot of gold just by being off of the side waves. So here, after getting the cannon, we have enough gold for a needlessly large rod. So right now, if you look at the map here, Fiora actually pushed out the bot lane, and top wave is still pretty deep into the lane. And so I'm going to position myself in the middle of the map and be ready to catch waves on the sides. But right now, we can try to create opportunities in the mid lane with our ADC and our support. We see Jarvan getting the scuttle, so we're going to use this time to potentially punish him here. Hack our multi, and we actually end up picking the kill. So with Jarvan dead, we're actually going to work on the Baron here. Right now it's a 4v5 on the map, so it's completely okay for us to turn if we need to. I get Fizz ulted, so I jump away. And I see the fight engage, and so because I know it's a 4v5, I'm looking to go in. And I'm also very strong. Make sure Kai'Sa dies because she is one of our priority targets here. So if you see here, the fight is unfolding. We see Fizz E. I set up a Q. The moment I see Kai'Sa ulti, I go in for the ulti on her, and then I look to clean up from there, because a lot of their damage threat is gone with Kai'Sa dead. So here we're hovering around Dragon Pit, and I'm with my engages. I'm with Nautilus, and I'm with Hecarim. Nautilus walks in, goes in on the Fizz, and I'm ready to go in. I see the Kai'Sa ulti in, so I take this time to just ulti her first. Make sure I get rid of priority targets so that we can guarantee win fights. So I want to highlight just being patient here. So I have to wait a little bit before going in. Kai'Sa actually jumps in here, and so once I see Kai'Sa vulnerable to me, that's when I go in and ulti. Make sure that we win this fight. Now with Baron, after winning the dragon fight, I'm just going to push in. All 5 of them are dead, and so I'm just going to take this time with all the AP that I have to push the tower and the inhib. So here we walk into the mid lane, and mid inhib is down, so we could use this to try to pressure sides. I see Fizz E, so I'm like, maybe I could try to poke at something. So I set up an EWQ, but the dagger gets blocked by Braum. And so I'm going to use this time to just back because I don't think we can fight after that. But I kind of baited my Nautilus in here, which kind of sucks. Now, there's a pink in this bush, so I'm going to chill here and wait and see if anyone walks in. And we actually ended up finding 3 people here. So here, after Nautilus dies, I go into this bush and see if I can pressure and find someone to walk in. So, as soon as I see Braum and Jarvan, I go for Q ulti. And I burst down the Braum. This way, I'm able to get my immediate burst off with the ult and be able to follow up with my Q dagger. Burst down the Braum, EWQ onto Jarvan, and then E onto the Fizz. I W. It's important to set up your W first before you Zhonya's so that you're able to get your Shunpo afterwards. And then I Protobelt into the E to make sure we get the kill, and off of that play we actually end up winning the game.